All right, picture this. You're at school, half paying attention to the instructor discuss something that you're more than likely never even going to use in the real world. You lose focus, and the next thing you know, you're sitting there wondering, what am I doing? What do I want to do when I get out of school? What's my future like? Perhaps you've experienced that pressure. Everyone telling you that you're meant to have some ideal plan at 18. But the reality is, you don't need to know everything at this moment. You simply need to start searching. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Because long before you're even in college, or whether or not you're even certain you wish to go to college, there are concrete things you can begin doing right now that can get doors open to you, move your abilities forward, and provide you with a tremendous edge in life. We're referring to career paths you can realistically try out as a high school student. No fantasy, but actual things you can get your feet wet in, try the waters, and even begin earning or learning from. And no, I'm not talking about finding a part-time gig at the mall. I'm talking about real, future-focused, aligned with the life you want to lead kind of things. So if you're ready to cut the feeling stuck and start figuring out what turns you on, let's get started. Let me ask you this. Have you ever created a YouTube video, put up something awesome on TikTok, or edited photos on your phone for fun? Perhaps you've assisted a friend with theirs on Instagram, or created graphics for your school project that were far better than everybody else's. If that's something you like doing, then you're already scratching the surface of digital marketing and content creation. That's career number one, and one of the quickest growing careers on the planet today. Consider it. Each brand, each organization, each influencer, and each cause requires content. Social media, design, video, writing, they're all part of an enormous, creative, ever-changing universe. And the best part is, you don't require a degree to get started. You can begin developing a portfolio today by keeping a social page for a school club, creating a blog about a hobby you enjoy, or even volunteering to create reels for a local business in your area. Figure out how the sites function. Notice how advertisements are created, experiment with Canva or Adobe Express, play around with editing applications. It's all practice. And if you discover you enjoy it, you can then move on to digital media, advertising, or branding, or even launch your own. The greatest thing about digital media and content creation is that it doesn't come down to fancy degrees, but creativity and consistency. So whether you're making videos on your phone or designing your own little website, everything you do builds your skill. You're not just posting, you're practicing. Now let's change gears a little. Ask yourself this. Have you ever assisted someone in debugging a computer problem, taught a friend a difficult math concept, or learned to use a new app before anyone else? If you automatically wonder how things function, particularly technology, then you may consider doing something in the field of technology, perhaps coding, cybersecurity, or app creation. It may sound daunting at first, but believe me, this world is closer than you think. And the earlier you start, the easier. There are so many free resources available out there, from YouTube tutorials to websites like Codecademy, Free Code Camp, and even Khan Academy. You can literally learn how to create a basic website within an hour. Now imagine this. While your friends are stressing out about choosing a college major, you've already built a few websites, programmed a couple of simple games, or even built your own app. That kind of head start, it's powerful. And in tech, your portfolio will speak louder than your degree. And it's not even necessarily about becoming a programmer. Tech careers are incredibly varied. UX design, data analysis, ethical hacking, IT support, even AI and machine learning, the opportunities are enormous. And they're not going away anytime soon. If you're even a little bit interested, just start researching it. You don't need to know where it'll take you. You just need to start moving in that direction. What's cool about these two fields, tech and creative content, is that they're new, they're flexible, and they're future-proof. You don't need to be in a box. You can combine creativity in tech, art and business, ideas and execution. You can learn through doing, not just sitting in a classroom. And the sooner you start playing around, the quicker you'll discover what you enjoy and what you don't. But I get it. Sometimes it's hard to even start when everything seems like too much. You're in school, you've got homework, maybe a part-time job or other responsibilities. But here's the thing, small still counts. One video, one blog, one tutorial, one step, and each and every one of those steps ahead of where you were yesterday. So if you're a person who's ever walked around in circles confused about your future, like you have no clue what career you want, or you just feel like you don't know what direction you're going, you're not alone. Seriously, most people feel that way, and it's okay. But the secret is to dabble. Not commit forever, just dabble. Open a browser tab. Learn a course online for free. Make something for the sake of it. Contact someone online who is doing what you wish to do. Ask questions to them. Watch interviews. Find out what it's actually like. Each small thing you do completes the piece of the puzzle. And the thing that's so exciting is that these careers aren't jobs. They're doors. And the sooner you start trying out which ones feel right, the sooner you'll find the path that fits. Now, let's move on with this. We discussed making and coding. Two incredible paths that can have something actual underway before you even finish high school. Yet, there's more to be learned. And if these didn't really sound like your thing, don't worry. Something out there is waiting for each one of you. Perhaps you're not the tech-savvy type, and constructing posts or developing apps is not your cup of tea. That's okay, since not all valuable professions are online or in front of a computer. Some of the most rewarding work available is person-to-person, assisting real individuals with real issues. That leads us to another impactful profession that you can begin exploring early on: healthcare and caregiving. Now, I know what you're thinking: healthcare? I need like 8 years of school for that, right? And yeah, if you want to be a doctor or surgeon, that's a long haul. But healthcare is so much more than that. You could be a nurse, a physical therapist, an EMT, a mental health counselor, a radiology tech. The list continues. And the good part is you can begin to get exposure to this universe even prior to college. Have you considered volunteering at a hospital or shadowing a nurse or therapist just to get a sense of a day in their life? Even working at a local clinic or assisting with health-related community events can provide a true flavor of the environment. Some schools even provide first aid certification or health science courses, and that's an excellent way to begin building that foundation early. And if you discover that you really do love it, the science, the people, the mission, then you're already a step ahead when you depart for college or training. And demonstrating early commitment and practical experience makes you shine significantly when applying to schools or scholarships. And above all the pragmatics, careers in healthcare are tremendously fulfilling. You're quite literally improving people's lives on a daily basis. So if you're the sort of person who feels most alive when they're assisting others, who's interested in the human body or intrigued by mental health, this is a field you might want to consider. Now let's turn the tables again. What if you're business-oriented? Maybe you're the one who's always thinking of ideas on how to make some cash, selling treats at school, reselling shoes, running a side business on Instagram, or maybe even online flipping products. You have that entrepreneurial spirit. Even if it's just a spark, then you need to nurture it. Because business and entrepreneurship, that's another career you can definitely start looking into immediately. You don't require investors or a 20-page business plan. You merely need an idea, some curiosity, and the bravery to begin small. Perhaps you launch a print-on-demand t-shirt business, or a miniature art business, or you tutor in a subject you excel in, or you provide social media management for local businesses. The point is the earlier you experiment, the quicker you'll discover what works and what doesn't. And here's the deal. Even if your initial ideas fail, it's not failure. It's practice. Each experiment, each sale, each no will teach you how business is actually done. You'll learn marketing, customer service, pricing, communication, and strategy. Not from books, but by doing. That sort of experience, priceless. And the good news? Even if you don't wind up owning your own business in the long run, the skills you'll learn from trying it, creativity, problem solving, leadership, will make you successful in whatever career you pursue. Because regardless of whether you work for yourself or work for somebody else, those skills always pay off. And who knows, you might just discover that you like creating things, that you want to develop a brand, an audience, and be your own boss someday. The earlier you start tinkering around, the clearer that path is. And finally, let's talk about something that doesn't get much attention, yet can be life-changing if it's what you love. I'm talking about education and communication. Not necessarily teaching in the traditional sense, but communicating, motivating someone who can take complex ideas and break them down and inspire others with them. Have you ever had to explain something to a peer in a manner that made it click for them for the first time? Or perhaps you've delivered a presentation that made everyone in the room sit up straight. Perhaps you like creating explanations, telling stories, or simply offering encouragement when people get stuck. If that describes you, then teaching, coaching, or even public speaking could be something you'd like to pursue. You can begin with teaching younger kids. You can create brief educational videos online. You can volunteer to teach anything you know, music, a language, or a sport. And in so doing, you're not just assisting others. You're also finding your own voice and learning to connect, to describe, and to guide. And by the way, that's a superpower. Because regardless of what you choose to get into, business, science, arts, or whatever, being able to communicate well makes you stand out. People hear good communicators. People recall them. People believe them. And that can get you somewhere. So even if you're not sure where you're going to end up, exploring this now can open doors to teaching, coaching, leadership, psychology, training, even media professions. And don't wait. If you're interested in helping other people develop, start small. Start now. At the end of the day, these 5 career paths, from technology to digital content, from business to healthcare to education, aren't recommendations. They're starting points. Paths you can walk, not just fantasize about. And what's most important is not picking the perfect one today. It's allowing yourself to try things out. So whatever you're into, if you're creative, if you're analytical, if you're hands-on or heart-driven, there's something waiting for you out there. You don't have to wait until college to figure it all out. You just need to start doing, to try things out, to discover what works and what doesn't. Because that's how you learn. That's how you build your future. And trust me, each and every small thing you do now, it all counts in a big way. And here's something I want you to take away. You don't need to have it all figured out yet. Seriously, most adults you know, they're still trying to figure things out too. What's most important isn't having every last thing mapped out to the minute. It's discovering what gets you excited and making small, deliberate steps in the direction of something that's important to you. When you get going early, you're giving yourself a tremendous head start. You have the opportunity to experiment, fail, learn, grow, and shift direction before the pressure sets in. That's not just clever, that's potent. And that's how individuals find out what they were truly born to do. So let's briefly review what we've gone over today together, but not in a list-like kind of format, but more like a reminder letter to your future self. Perhaps you're drawn to the world online, content creation, storytelling, brand building. That's something you can initiate from your bedroom using only a phone and a dash of passion. Or perhaps you're simply more interested in the coding world, gaming, or problem solving through technology, and there's an entire universe out there waiting for you to discover right now with nothing more than free tutorials and an inquiring mind. Perhaps it's helping others that gets you going, whether through healthcare, community service, or simply being present for someone when they need you most. That's not something you have to wait years to do. Volunteering, shadowing, learning the fundamentals, it all counts. Or perhaps you're the one who finds opportunities everywhere, converting your hobbies or interests into side jobs and learning business lessons in the moment. That's a road that'll take you anywhere. And don't discount the influence you can have by mentoring, educating, or presenting ideas in a manner that actually helps individuals evolve. And here's the thing, even if none of those directions strike the bullseye for you today, that's okay. The important thing is to start, to test, to be open to trying. Because when you remain curious, when you take even the smallest steps, you begin to trust your own direction. You start to know what gives you juice, what sucks the life out of you, and what makes you want to keep moving forward, even when it's hard. I know it can be overwhelming at times. Like the entire world is waiting for you to choose exactly what you're going to do with your life when you're still trying to work out who you are. But let me let you in on a secret. You're allowed to be a work in progress. You're allowed to switch gears, to try things out, to change your mind. That's where real growth happens. And regardless of what you do, here's what I want you to remember. You do have time, but you also have choice. Today, this moment, you don't need to wait for college or till you've got a degree, or till you've got someone else's permission to begin excavating your future. You've already got everything you need to begin. So begin where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Whether it's creating your first video, creating your first website, reading your first book on psychology, volunteering to work a local business, or simply speaking to somebody who's doing work that you love. Those small steps are building something much greater than you can currently see. And above all, believe this. You can create a future you can be proud of. You hold potential that has not even been tapped yet. You've got determination, creativity, ideas, and strength, even when you haven't yet seen them in yourself. I have. And the fact that you're here, watching this, trying to grow, that already puts you ahead. So your assignment is this. Take one small step this week in the direction of a path that intrigues you. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe you start watching videos on a career that fascinates you. Maybe you ask a person in your life how they got into their field. Maybe you sign up for an online course or try to pick up a new skill for the very first time. One step, that's all. Because a small step here and now may end up being a whole different tomorrow. And hey, if this video was helpful to you in any way, do me a solid, comment below and tell me. What's the profession you're considering giving a shot? What's something you're looking forward to attempting? I want to hear from you and cheer you on. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. It makes a big difference to the channel and to other students like you finding this content. And if you'd like more videos like this, tips, motivation, career guidance, and honest chat about student life, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're creating something incredible here, and I'd love you to be a part of it. Just keep in mind, wherever you're on your path, you're not behind. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Just keep learning, keep searching, and keep believing in yourself. You're doing great. I'm cheering you on, and I'll see you in the next one.